Hi Aquarius. Hopefully the audio and the video are syncing up. It's still kind of happening. Technology is a little off for me. But que sera, sera, right? It's just going to happen the way it's going to happen. So we're going to do a Venus retrograde reading instead of doing the second half of October, because Venus retrograde spans from the 5th of October to the 18th of November. And it will be in retrograde in Scorpio, and then go back into Libra, and then it will go direct in Libra on November 18th, go back into Scorpio, and it will not go into Sagittarius until January. So Venus is not comfortable in Scorpio. Venus is not comfortable in retrograde. Venus is the ruling planet of Libra. So there's going to be a lot of reevaluating with relationships, especially with the Libra new moon. There's like this balance that you really want to find out with partnerships in the next 2 weeks. And then, then we go into the Taurus full moon at the end of this month, but at the end of October. And that's all about structure and balance and pretty things and kind of a culmination of stuff. So I'm really, like, before I started the camera, I started to get like this, like my heart started beating really fast. I feel like you guys are really anxious about something. And so we're going to kind of get to the bottom of that and see what we can do. I'm going to get an oracle card for an overall energy for you guys. I think there are just some things, like, you guys are really up in your heads right now, which is normal for an Aquarius, but I feel like it's more so than usual. So try not to, like, I almost want to say don't spend too much time alone, because I think that you guys are reevaluating your past and almost might have regrets and disappointments show up that are going to, like, your ego might try to beat you up. You know, your ego might say, you should have done it this way. You should have done it this way. You should have done it this way. And the thing is when we feel like we haven't done something correctly, it's not a regret, it's a lesson. So whatever it is from the past that's coming back to you right now in your mind, and this is kind of what we were talking about, making mountains out of molehills, stuff like that, because sometimes you can overdo it in your mind. And maybe it is a really big deal, and I'm not making light of things that were really, really big for you, and they're just not panning out. But what I'm saying is maybe it's not as bad as it seems, because it was more of a lesson that you were supposed to learn, and you weren't supposed to be in that space anyways. There's been a course correction. The energy is very potent right now. So let's get an oracle card. There it is for overall energy. Yeah, see? The Two of Cups coming together. And I don't even feel like it has to be a love connection. I feel like maybe you just need to be with people instead of being by yourself. This could be a really close connection, either coming back to you or you're like recognizing what it is. It could be something that you didn't think was going to work out and now it's showing up. It could be a lot of things, but Venus retrograde is going to show you the path that you've taken up until now. 10 of Wands, and how to course correct and possibly do things different this time. So maybe you've learned the lesson, and maybe it's not the right person that was in your past, or maybe it is the right person. That's going to be up to you. But the 10 of Wands, you've been on this journey, and it's been really, really overwhelming for you. When am I going to have my day? And then we have this Venus energy, the Empress. She could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. But this is very Venetian energy. And I think the burden of you wanting to be in a relationship or wanting to be with a certain person is coming to the surface right now. The Empress is all about creativity and mastering yourself as well. So more than anything, if there's something that you want to manifest and bring to fruition relationship-wise, really mastering your own emotions and coming to a place of peace and calm with what the universe is doing in your life, and not getting stuck on a certain idea, a certain outcome, the way a person should be acting towards you. Things like that are, like, I've noticed that the calmer I get about, or the more that I kind of like remove myself from the emotions of what's going on in any relationship in my life, the easier it is to manifest the things that I desire from that relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business partnership, whatever, or a romantic relationship. So we also have Cancer here, which is the Chariot. Everything's happening the way that it's supposed to. And I think, you know, a lot of times, especially with Aquarius, where you guys just you guys like instant gratification. That's just kind of the world that you live in. You like to have things right away. It's a very fast moving sign. Even though you guys are fixed, you're also air. And when air is stuck, it gets very stagnant. So you guys are constantly like on the go and constantly moving. Even though you are, I know it's like oxymoronic, but just work with me on this one. The Chariot is all about balance. If you see the yin and the yang there, the black and the white horse. And when that balance, like I was talking about, when that peace and that calm within you, when you've balanced that out, that Chariot is ready to go. You know, that Chariot is ready to go. You could also be dealing with a Cancer. Seven of Wands. Why are you blocking it? I mean, you could be fighting for your place, right, with the Seven of Wands, but I kind of feel like this is a blockage. I mean, we'll find out and see what it is, but when you're in a Seven of Wands state, you're kind of defensive. You know, you have this defensive tact, you know, this wall. What are you blocking? Are you scared to let the Chariot happen? You know, it's like you've wanted something for so long. You've kind of been burdened about when is my day? And the Page of Swords. So whatever is happening in your life, it's making you, there's something that you're blocking, and it's kind of diminishing who you are. With the Page of Swords, it's like, someone or something is making you feel like less than who you truly are. It's not the Knight. It's not the King. It's not the Queen, right? It's a Page. A lot of times when I see the Page of Swords also, it's all about trimming the fat, you know, like cutting the things out of your life in order to, like, I feel like you need to remove whatever blockage is stopping this Chariot from moving forward, stopping the divine timing from moving forward, whatever that is, whether it's a fear that you have, if it's like the things in your life that are going on where you're telling yourself, you know, there's no way that this is ever going to work in this relationship because of this, and this. Those are all blockages. Those are all you telling yourself, like, that's your ego saying, no, you can't go on your soul's path because you have all of these things that are going on. We talked about the full moon happening. A lot of water energy here with the Chariot and the moon. I feel like towards the end of October, by the time the full moon comes around, things are going to be a lot more clear to you. But up until then, I think you're going to have to kind of find your way through the dark. Let's see what this burden is. I do feel like it has to do with a relationship, whether it's a soulmate or just someone who's, I mean, it'll be a soulmate, whether it's love or partnership or friendship. But you've been burdened by it. I feel like you're done being burdened by it. Like, you really want to get away from having to deal. And that's the thing, is the burden might be that you thought it was going to go one way, or you thought it was a certain person, and maybe it's not that person, or maybe it's not supposed to go this way. And now you're just kind of like, oh, yeah, see? What did I say? The burden of wanting to be in this Two of Cups relationship, it's like, I feel like you need to look at it differently. And I feel like there's kind of this thing here where the cards are saying, it's really time to come into your own. Let's see what the Empress is. Because I feel like it's not just a thought process for you guys right now. I feel like whatever's going on, with this Two of Cups connection that you have with someone is making you feel less valued every single day. And you want something traditional. So you could really be dealing with a Taurus, because with the Empress and the Hierophant together, that's a lot of Venusian energy. Man, Venus is doing a number on you guys. I think there's a lot of reevaluating on what it is that you truly want out of this connection. And because you want something traditional, and I don't feel like you're getting it. And I feel like the cards are saying it's time for you to really recognize what it is that you truly want, period, right? So let's see. The Hierophant is also about the institution of marriage. It's about higher learning. So you could be learning a lot of new spiritual things about yourself. It's about prosperity and being in control. This Chariot's going to come along, and then we have Strength. So Leo energy also. This Chariot's going to come along, and it's asking you to find that inner strength to trust and to balance out, and to know that this relationship or this connection is coming to you, but it may not be the person that you thought it was supposed to be with. It may be with somebody totally different. And that's what Venus retrograde does, is it makes you reevaluate everything that you thought you knew, and it kind of does that little flip for you. Flips the script, if you will. That card really wanted to come out. So I think that the decision of where the blockage is going to be, wow, there are two of them. Oh, there's that Scorpio energy. So we have the Death card and the Two of Pentacles on the Seven of Wands. It's like your decision. You can let this transition happen. And I've been telling people, because a lot of people are like, well, none of this is ever happening to me in my life. I don't understand why all the card readers are so wrong. This is the energy that you can work with. This is what is tarot. Tarot is me telling you the astrology and the energy and everything that's going on right now that you can work with, or you can block. Right? It's your choice. That's what the Two of Pentacles is saying here. You can let this transformation happen. You can let Venus in Scorpio. You could be dealing with the Scorpio, but the Death card is coming out in every single sign. So it is very, very clear that we're working with Scorpio energy right now. And you can let the energy work for you, or you can block it and you can go through the whole lesson all over again. Totally up to you. And the evaluating, the vacillating, the going back and forth, that's your Aquarian mind playing tricks on you right now. Because what you truly want is to have the Two of Cups. I mean, it came out twice. What is it that you really want? You want to have that. And if you're saying to yourself, I don't want a relationship, or if you're saying to yourself, I want a specific person and I want it to look exactly this way, and if that person doesn't show up, then I'm writing everybody off altogether and I'm just going to be alone. Except the Chariot is coming in and saying, but we have a completely different mind, a completely different idea for you, and it's calling for your inner strength and your values. And you can either choose to block the energy of the Chariot that's coming in, or you can choose the transition. And I feel like most of you are going to cut the blockage out. I feel like a lot of you are going to learn the lesson about, sometimes you just have to let go and not worry about what the other person is doing, or not worry about who's coming into your life. Just let that go. And I feel like a lot of you are going to do that because you're tired of feeling like you're not good enough to be in a relationship, or you're not good enough for a certain person. I feel like the diminishing aspect, you guys are over it. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to push forward. And I think that that's what Venus in retrograde in Scorpio is going to show you. That you're tired of feeling like you're less than who you are. Right? Oh my God. I love it. I love my job. I just love my job. See? You want to be a Queen of Swords, not a Page of Swords. What did I say? You're tired of being diminished. You're tired of feeling like you are less than who you truly are. And now you can be the Queen of Swords, where she uses discernment. And she makes choices based on balance and reliability and the things that she truly, truly desires in her life. Yes, she's somebody that gives chances, chance after chance after chance, but then when she's done giving chances, she cuts those people, things, places, whatever, pick an element out of her life. And I think, again, by the Taurus full moon at the end of October, things are going to become much more clear. But right now, you're kind of walking through the dark with just a light. See, you're kind of blindfolded right now. You're not seeing everything clearly. And I think that because you're not seeing everything clearly, you don't want to make like drastic changes. You don't want to make drastic changes, but after the full moon, things are going to get much easier. And then you can actually make decisions based on what you learned during Venus retrograde. And then we have the Page of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords and the Page of Pentacles and the Fool. There you are. I know a lot of people are like, but the Fool is Aries. Sure, that's fine. You can think that too. That's okay. The Fool for me is all about evolution and new beginnings, and that's what Aquarius stands for. And then we have the Six of Pentacles and Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So setting off on new journeys, possibly with fire signs that are very playful and a lot of fun to be around. The Seven of Pentacles, it's like you've replanted the seed that you are now manifesting. There could be a fire sign in your life that you're kind of starting a new journey with towards the end of October into November. And the thing is while you're waiting for this to develop and happen, because during Venus retrograde, it's not really a good idea to start a new relationship. But I do feel like that if you have a new friendship or a new person that shows up in your life that you're like, oh, wow, they're a lot of fun. I feel like you've kind of planted that seed. While you're waiting for it to happen, really get in touch with yourself and meditate. The Four of Swords is like, don't go back into the old ways of thinking of, okay, this is exactly the way I want it to work. This is how it's going to happen, yada, yada, yada. Like, make sure that you're giving space for things to work in your life and not getting stuck on a certain idea or way of doing things, right? That's the Four of Swords. And the Page of Pentacles and the Fool. I feel like someone's going to offer you something. Could be an earth sign, could be a fire sign. But I do feel like someone's going to come to you and offer you something that is going to require risk-taking with the Fool. I'm going to suggest that you wait until more of like the November time frame to accept any new offers that involve risking any, I mean, like, yes, take the risk. Like, we always want to be able to take the risk. We always want to be able to like do new things and have a good time. That's fine. And I do feel like this is a stable offer. Like, I feel like this is something that's very solid and grounded and stable. And it could be with a fire sign or an earth sign. And it is like, you're going to recognize that this is very give and take with Judgment. It's like finally time for you to actually get something that's going to be of equal value between the two of you, right? This isn't something to take lightly because Judgment is here. Like, it's kind of an eye-opening experience for you. And I think that you're going to be really happy with it. But again, could take some time to get there and develop. But then there's the Ten of Cups and the Sun and the Four of, I mean, like, what else can I say here? We have, yes, it may take a while to get there. It could be with a very slow moving energy, but we did go from the Page to the Knight. So it's picked up the pace a little bit, but it's going to bring long-term happiness for you. And this doesn't have to be with another person. This could just be an ideal within yourself, or it could be with a person. But I feel like you are making things work in your favor, where there is healing and prosperity with the Sun and happiness. with the Four of Wands. It's going to take a while to get there. Like if you're working with a very slow moving energy like an earth sign, it's going to take some time to get there. And when I say it might take some time to get there, it kind of depends on like your sense of time. Time is fluid. You know, it's not linear. It could be 1 month. It could be 10 months. Who knows? Right? But instead of getting up in your head and feeling like the relationship sector of your life is a huge, huge burden, find some peace within yourself during this time. You know, because the Chariot is saying that things are coming to you, and finding peace like the Empress and really learning about yourself and spirituality and getting into that place, that Four of Swords, that meditative, that really grounding. We've talked about grounding before. I always feel like I need to talk about grounding with air signs because it's very easy for an air sign to become ungrounded, right? So really allow Venus to work in your life in a positive way. So the energy that you guys are working with this month can go one of two ways. You can block the transformation. You can block what Venus is trying to do in your life by saying, nope, I'm going to stick with my old ideas. I'm going to stick with this old person. I'm going to say, nope, this is what I want and this is where I'm headed. No ifs, ands, or buts. Or you can say, okay, universe, I've learned the lesson. This person, like, it's been a very long, overwhelming battle for me and I'm tired of it. So I'm letting it go and I'm going to allow you to do the work that you want to do in my life. Right? That's your decision. That's your Two of Pentacles decision, your Two of Cups decision to make. Yeah? So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful October. The soulmate readings by sign are available. You can check out the description link below, and you can get it on Vimeo, or you can go to my website and order it there. Also, all of my services you can get on my website for readings, fearlessintuition.net. I love you all. Have a great October. I'll see you in November. Bye.